Does this game tell us more about Texas or Oklahoma? I think it tells us about both, to be honest with you. I think it shows that Oklahoma is probably going to win 4 to 6 games this year. And I think Texas could possibly, if they play this well on offense and Quinn Ewers stays healthy, I think there's a real possibility that we could win out. Obviously, defensively, we're not where we need to be, but that can get better. What do you think, D4?
Yeah, I think it tells a little bit more about Oklahoma because we've seen what this offense can do. You know, we showed it last week. The part that I think it shows about Texas is be consistent from game to game. You know, haven't won back-to-back games in how long? So, you know, and with this being a rivalry, you know, Oklahoma, I don't know how you don't get up for a rivalry game like this. You know, I know both teams are 3-2 coming in, but how do you not get up for that?
QWERTY, Quinn Ewers played well, but got to get the deep ball going, and the interception was bad, but still things to work on, but expected in my opinion. The deep ball, we really only took 2 shots that I can think of. We took the one to Xavier Worthy where he was too far out of bounds, and it was a good pass, good catch. So we ran our room. That's really all that happened there. And then the other one was the Oklahoma guy just decided to shove Xavier Worthy down, and it was pass interference. Those are the only 2 deep balls that I remember in the game. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, I didn't see.
But Quinn Ewers in his limited action in the 2 games throws a good deep ball. He's accurate with it. It's on time. It's on target. So I really don't. That was more of a Hudson Card issue, not a Quinn Ewers issue. But we'll see going forward. You could be white, QWERTY, but I just don't see that right now being a gigantic issue. What you do notice more with the Quinn Ewers stuff is there's more stuff to the outside, to the boundaries, because he's able to make those throws with his big arm, whereas Hudson Card could really only work the middle of the field because he was accurate enough, but his arm's just not there. But Quinn Ewers, that I loved, by the way. The best play call of the game was the fake screen one way to Xavier Worthy with the little spin back pass to, I believe, who was that? Was that Keelan
Jatavion?
Oh, Jatavion.
I thought it was Jatavion.
It was either Keelan or Jatavion Sanders. And either way, it was a beautiful play call. I love that play call. It should be used more going forward. So I liked it. Charlie Strong was at least competitive and even beat OU. Yeah, I don't think he ever got blown out versus Oklahoma that I can remember. I think every game was competitive. He actually struggled. The team he struggled with most was TCU. He always got destroyed by them. Corey Peacock, BV will not be the head coach at Oklahoma in 5 years. I'm not ready to say that because we kind of saw the same thing from Steve Sarkisian last year. This could literally be the exact same situation where Brent Venables comes in and he is trying to build a different type of culture than Lincoln Riley had. Lincoln Riley that's why he fits USC so well. He's California cool, likes to have fun on offense. The defense really just doesn't matter to him as long as it's okay. That's fine. Whereas Brent Venables, defense is his life. That is the lifeblood of what his program is going to be. So he probably came in there and crushed heads or crushed skulls in the offseason and said that we're going to do it this way. And you're kind of seeing that. You see guys on the field that kind of reminds me of Texas on defense last year that are quitting. They're just not in it. They don't want to play for the program. And you're going to see probably a lot of transfers out of Oklahoma, but you're going to get his guys in that fit that mold. And I think they're going to get better. I'm not ready to throw in the towel on Brett Venables. He was way too good of a coordinator for me to do that after 6 games into his college coaching career.
Yeah, I wonder what recruits like Colin Vasek is thinking right now. OU commit. Texas was in the mix.
Yeah, there's a couple of those that it'd be nice to have back, and we'll see what happens. And I know there's some guys that chose Oklahoma over Texas in this last recruiting cycle that may be regretting that decision. We'll have to see. But again, it's one game. We're 4-2 now. We'll move forward to Iowa State. We need to keep going, keep this pressure on, and keep winning football games. So, and Iowa State has a really good defense. That will probably be our best test defensively other than the Alabama game. But it'll be a best test defensively, hopefully, with the healthy Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers was in that game for a quarter, so it's hard to tell what we would have done versus that Bama team with Quinn Ewers. So we'll see what happens. Stormship 77777. How are we looking 2 years from now at OU? That is very hard to tell. That's like asking us Texas fans, how do we think of Steve Sarkisian 2 years from now, halfway through this, basically after this loss that we had last year. I didn't know what to say after last year's loss to Oklahoma. I was kind of miffed at that. And I think Oklahoma fans are kind of the same way. So we'll have to see what happens. I think as long as they recruit at the level they usually recruit at, and Nick Evers turns into a decent quarterback, I think they'll be fine.
And, you know, Brent Venables, if OU fans are patient with him and he gets his players to fit his scheme, because it took him 2 years to get Clemson right. So you give him time to get his players in there in his system, I believe they'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, most defensive coordinators, guys, they're good because they're good at disguising what they show, because that's how you do that now. You can't just throw out the same packages over and over and over again. These guys coming out of high school are too good at reading defenses. These coaches are too good on offense. They'll destroy you. It's about disguising packages and also getting the players in there that are smart enough and also hardworking enough to learn that type of defense. And Brett Venables' defense is hard to learn. Another name that comes to mind that was like this, Jim Knowles. If you looked at Jim Knowles coming into Oklahoma State struggled early on with him, but every year they got better. And about the third year, you saw, wow, this Oklahoma State defense is a top 25 to 30 defense in the country. I think Brett Venables can do that with this Oklahoma team if they give him a chance and he recruits well enough. And I think he'll be able to recruit well enough. The question is, will Oklahoma be able to withstand, I think, what's probably going to be a 5-7 season this year, probably an 8-4 type season next year. And then that's the next year after that. It's just like Steve Sarkisian with Texas is the year you have to judge what he is as a coach. I think Steve Sarkisian next year is going to tell us everything about his tenure at the University of Texas. And I think 2 years from now, Brent Venables' tenure will be determined in that year, in my opinion.